In a village nestled at the base of a jagged, iron-gray mountain range, lived a boy named Jack. While the other children were born with the grace of mountain goats, Jack was born with a body that felt like a cage. His left leg was withered and weak, a permanent reminder of a fever that had nearly taken his life in infancy. In a community that valued physical strength, woodcutting, and mountain climbing, Jack was often seen as a flickering candle in a world of roaring fires, easily extinguished and largely ignored. But Jack possessed something the others did not. He had a relationship with struggle that was intimate and profound. To Jack, easy was a foreign language. Every step was a calculated victory. Every breath at high altitude was a hard-earned prize. While his peers moved with effortless speed, Jack moved with a deliberate, agonizing tenacity. He didn't just walk. He conquered the ground beneath him, one painful inch at a time. The village's greatest tradition was the ascent of the Iron Peak, a race to the summit held once every decade. The winner earned the title of protector and a seat at the Elders' Council. As the year of the ascent arrived, the village laughed when Jack crawled to the registration table. "You will not make it past the first ridge," they mocked. "Your struggle is a weight that will pull you into the abyss. Why bother competing against those born for the heights?" But Jack didn't argue. He only looked at his twisted leg and whispered, "My struggle is not a weight. It is my forge. You see a broken limb, but I see the strength I had to build just to stand." Memda. The day of the race began under a sky of bruised purple. The young men of the village shot up the mountain like arrows, their muscles fresh and their lungs full. Jack started hours before them, pulling himself up using a custom-made crutch and the sheer strength of his calloused hands. By midday, the sun turned into a punishing furnace. The strong boys began to falter. They had never known true exhaustion. They had never had to push past the point where their bodies screamed for mercy. When the heat hit, they broke. When the air grew thin, they panicked. But Jack had lived in that state of exhaustion his entire life. He knew the precise texture of pain and how to breathe through it. He knew how to find a rhythm when the world felt like it was collapsing. As a sudden, violent mountain storm descended, the path turned into a river of slick mud and jagged ice. The fast climbers were trapped, their confidence shattered by a struggle they were unprepared to face. Jack, however, kept moving. He used his crutch to anchor himself. He dug his fingers into the freezing earth until his fingernails bled. He didn't move fast, but he moved constantly. When he reached the final vertical wall of the Iron Peak, he was alone. His body was a map of bruises and scars. His muscles were tearing, but in that silence of the high peaks, Jack realized his power. Every day of being mocked, every night of practicing a single step, and every moment of choosing to move despite the pain had prepared him for this one impossible climb. Branda, at dawn. As the storm cleared, the villagers looked up to see a single figure standing on the summit. It wasn't the fastest boy or the strongest. It was Jack. The story of Jack teaches us that your greatest weakness is often the source of your most untouchable strength. Ease is a lie that leaves you brittle. Struggle is the fire that makes you unbreakable.